Good Sunday morning, Tamers. It is the Omnibus brought to you by me, Giga Swiftly. I know you love to sit down and listen to my voice whine on about Digimon cards for at least an hour and a half. So here's the hour and a half that you imagined. You guys have a fantastic new year, and we'll be seeing you as soon as we get more EX11 news or any promo stuff or any AD01, which I thought would have been sort of spliced in here and there as we go through closer to release. But again, March is quite far away. With more promos coming from the brand new TP Volume series, today we have a Betamon X Antibody. Replikas to 4, 3000 DP, Digivolves me Blue level 2 for the cost of 0, or a Betamon, or Madoki Betamon for a cost of 0, and can decode themselves into a Betamon or Madoki Betamon. On play, when Digivolving, by placing this card as the bottom Digivolution card of any of your other Digimon with Siegemon in their text, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower a level as one of your Digimon with Siegemon in their text to the bottom of the deck. Which is kind of crazy that I can put this underneath a level 4 Siegemon and then I can go, hey, you're the same level as that metal Siegemon I have. Bottom deck your card. All turns while this Digimon with Siegemon in its text would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects by trashing 2 same level cards in its Digivolution cards it doesn't leave. I thought we all agreed this was a bad way of protection, but nonetheless, it's here for the Aquas and Flame Inferno. With the newest card coming in BT24, well, looks like it's more fun for the 7 Great Dim Lords, as well as just Mr. Creepy One himself. Reuse cost of 9, when this card would be used if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, reduce its cost by 3. Main, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon, then by deleting one of your Evil or Fallen Angel trait Digimon, you may play one Creepymon from your trash without paying the cost. The Digimon this effect plays gains Rush and Blocker until your opponent's turn ends, which is always pretty good. Now if we can reboot, having Rush, Reboot and Blocker will be the perfect 3 moves to have if you could swing with this big beastie after all. Good day, Tamers, and a Merry Christmas to you and yours, from mine, of course. Right now, as you watch this, I'll be helping out another jolly large man, although he's a little bit older than I am. Having spent already at this point recording this 15 hours awake, by the time you see this, I'll have been awake for 22 hours. Filled with some festivities, maybe not the joy, but I will be here for you to watch this indeed. Hopefully you've enjoyed these beautiful arts from the SPs that are coming in BT24 to your eyes and the joys of your wallet. Overall, some very beautiful cards. And again, once more for the back, I will not be recording anything new today, as it's a day for me and mine, like it should be for you and yours. Merry Christmas from the Swiftleys. Good day, Tamers. Sorry for the long wait between the last upload. It's been kind of a busy weekend. But we're back again with some more promos in BT24, coming with Kazuamon for a play cost of 11, 11,000 DP, Digivolves from a purple or a yellow for a cost of 3, or Maid Mode for a cost of 1. When this card would be played, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, reduce the play cost by 4, which is always fun. On play, when Digivolving, you may use one Umayu Jutsu or plug-in trait card from your hand or trash without paying the cost, which is very nice. All turns once per turn, when you use an option card, you may play one Pipe Fox token, Digimon Yellow 6000 DP with Blocker, also treated as a Sakugimon. Very nice indeed. And it's funny how this card got paired with Chaosmon, possibly one of the reasons the last version of this deck was a bit too salty. For a playcost of 15, 15,000 DP, Digivolves me level 6 yellow or purple for a cost of 5, but may also DNA from a yellow and a purple or black. Level 6. Koki still doing these fantastic artworks. Again, please let this man rest, he deserves it. Security +1 and Partition at level 6 that is yellow and a purple or a black. So if you do have the Maid Mode Kazuchi together, you have your partition ready to go. When Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving until your opponent's turn ends, their effects don't affect this Digimon. When Digivolving and when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 10,000 DP until their turn ends, and that is not a once per turn. So, time to be scared. We've also seen the Winter Wonderland cards that we're getting for the Winter Regulation and Battle. Cross Peltramon from EX7, which we've also seen before, has a lovely, beautiful artwork and is accompanied by the Lunamon from BT22. 2 very nice cards for this competition, although it does seem strange that they didn't keep in keeping with the Lunamon into maybe a press, or they didn't do something more in keeping with the Ice Snow typing around Cries Peldramon. Good day, Tamers, and a happy Boxing Day to you out there. If you support the holiday, which at this point is, yeah, it's gone forever, but we do have some new cards. One exactly, as well as some alternate arts coming in the near future. Muchomon, which I think was definitely hinted at with the other evolution cards we got the day before. Play cost of 3, 1000 TP, Digivolves from a level 2 for the cost of 0. No black box, very different. On play, you may suspend one level 6 or lower Digimon. If this effect suspended your Digimon, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Shoto and 1 card with the Avian or Bird in any of its traits, or the Vortex Warrior trait amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And as you are aware, we haven't quite had the new support for Mr. Shoto just yet. Coming very soon. Hopefully EX11 will be very good to him, but for now, this BT24 support is actually pretty darn cool. We also had 2 chase cards revealed, which was Jupitermon, looking very Anguis in his golden Demir, as well as Hummerus in a very silhouette-esque, maybe even Weiss style of card. Not that I dislike it, it's just a very different form we're used to, with a whited out Kingdrasil and Shambhala guy, whoever they are. But hopefully that means that we'll get in these later on, maybe as chase cards as well, and we'll have the arts reversed, with this lovely version whited out in the back. We also got the beautiful alter art box toppers that are coming with BT24, which is a lovely Elizamon in full glory with a happy little Gigimon, which is just the card art in full art. We also got the Petrification token, which in my opinion is probably the best card in here. No, I'm not slating off the card that I made, it's just this is official and a lot nicer, because Cookie made it. Gomamon here looking very nice indeed in his full art, although I have seen some suspicious winky winky nudge nudge images of Gomamon going through today, as well as a lovely full art of the Mojimon, who again is looking up at the last alternate art of the Terramon that we got in the regional finals pack that everyone received in Europe and is about to receive in the rest of the world. Although that's what people believe. As you can see, Petramon is here. Maybe that is what's happening. The bird that can fly with the bird that helps from below. Hackmon, who is not a Hookmon, just a Hackmon. If you've seen those discussions in Japan, apparently, don't worry Japan, names are the same, don't worry. Lydramon, you're still Lydramon, you can't be Rydramon, even though that's a cooler name, but we're going to give that to this guy's evolution, so don't worry everyone. And then finally, Ryudamon. Very cool art, obviously we've seen it before with Doraemon in the back there. Ultimately, all of these rookies are fantastic, full arts are amazing, every single artist always does a fantastic job here at Digimon, and I look forward to getting hundreds of Petrification tokens just for me. In this little short, we're going to go over the last 2 promos for the BT24 box, as well as another box topper in the BT24 box. Yes, you're going to get a lot of me these next few days, as I need to pump these out because I'm sure you guys have missed me so very much. Millennium Mon for a playcost of 14, 14,000 DP, Digivolves from a black or red level 6 for the cost of 4, a Chimeramon for a cost of 6, and can DNA Digivolve from a Chimeramon and a Machinedramon for the cost of 0. Has reboot and blocker, both very nice. On play, or when Digivolving, Digivolve to one of your opponent's Digimon. Then you may delete one Digimon. On deletion, by returning free composite, Wicked God, or DM trait cards from your trash to the bottom of the deck, you may play 2 level 6 or lower composite, version 3 or version 5 trait Digimon cards from your trash, without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards of the same level, which is strictly saying, play out a Chimeramon, play out a Machinedramon. Assembly -6 for free, composite, version 3 or version 5 trait Digimon card with different levels. Very nice. Overall though, I think this is a very cool card and people have been asking for this since we got EX9. It's good to see that they listen occasionally. Digilab, a brand new promo coming for the CS trade card for a use cost of 2. While you have a CS trait Digimon or Tamer on the field, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Main, draw 1 to place this card in the battle area, and then delay by placing the top stacked card of any of your level 4 or higher CS trait Digimon as the bottom dilution card, gain 2 memory. Security, place this card in the battle area. Now, I don't know about you, but we didn't need this. And finally, as a alternate art option card, which I'm now pondering if all the box uppers are going to be alternate art option cards as they're very, very good, In Between Theatre. As we did go through this the other day, I won't go through it again, but Toonami is making this beautiful artwork stand out, and it is nice to see something different in the box topper slots. we're going over the rest of the Atmon deck that we haven't seen yet, although we are missing what I believe to be the level 4s. Rikutsura, for a play cost of 3, start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Your turn, when any of your Digimon get linked, by suspending this tamer, draw 1 and trash 1 card in your hand. Then, one of your Digimon may fuse into a Digimon card with the System, Life or Transmutation trait in the trash, which is always good to cheat out some Digivolutions. In this case, Digifusions. Super hacking, for a use cost of 3, or you have an Atmon trait Digimon or tamer on the field, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Main by trashing 1 Atmon trait card from your hand, draw 2. Then, place this card in the battle area. All turns when Digimon are deleted, delay. You may link 1 trait Digimon card from your trash to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Now, it doesn't say your Digimon, it just says when Digimon are deleted. So I look forward to you doing some very shenanigan things later on. Revive Mon for a play cost of 9, 9000 DP, Digivolves made purple or red for a cost of 4, or the Super trait for a cost of 4. That fuses with Raidramon and Dazipmon. Blocker, when Digivolving or on deletion, you may link 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash to this Digimon's Digivolution cards to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. On deletion, you may play 1 level 4 or lower at-rate Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost, and then when linking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, plus 4000 DP and cost free when linking. And Biomon for a play cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves make yellow or green level 4 or the Super trait for a cost of 4. Docmon and Medicmon for at fusion. With Fortitude, on play, when Digivolving, you may link 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to this Digimon without paying the cost. All turns must return. When this Digimon gets linked, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7000 DP for the turn, which is very good. Cost of 3 to link, 4000 DP, and then when linking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7000 DP for the turn, which is still very good. And Hadesmon for a play cost of 12, 12,000 DP, Digivolves from a purple level 5 for a cost of 4, or the Ultimate trait for a cost of 4, but app uses from Revivemon and Biomon. Overclock with the Atmon trait and link +1. When Digivolving, you may play 1 level 4 or lower System or Life trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. Then you may link 1 app trait Digimon card from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. All turns must return. When other Digimon are deleted, you may activate one of this Digimon's when Digivolving effects. Overall, Hades looks to be a very good top-end Digimon for this deck, but bring on those level 4s. Good day, Tamers, back with the last few cards of the BT24 set before we take the Christmas break over at Bandai. Although, hands in the air, like we just don't care, I'm expecting a lot of EX11 releases during the Christmas period. But if possible, I'd like to take a break myself. That being said, let's get back into today's reveals. There's only 2 cards today, technically 3. But first off, we have everyone's favourite psychopath, Piximon. For a play cost of 6, 6000 DP, Digivolves from a level 4, yellow for the cost of 3, or a level 4 with a TS trait for a cost of 3. Security, if your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, play this card without battling and without paying the cost. Blocker and Barrier, which in my opinion is actually quite a good card. Barrier to trigger some of the effects you get with the yellow side of this deck, including Angiomon. Blocker is just very good, obviously having a body to block the next attack that comes in. And then the inherent effect of on deletion, recover +1, which again, having Barrier as your main sort of like key to keep you alive here, and then getting recovery when you go into level 6, is pretty solid, if not overall painful whoever's going to have to play into this. Omnibus for a play cost of 5. Start off your main phase, gain 1 memory. Then, if you have 5 or more memory, suspend this tamer and draw 1. All turns, all of your TS trait Digimon get 1000 DP. End of your turn, by suspending this tamer, you may activate 1 on play or when Digivolve effect of one of your Olympus 12 trait Digimon, which is just an absolutely crazy effect, which has already been found to interact with everyone's favourite floodgate, Venusmon from BT10. Overall, I'm looking forward to this card set, pretty much so, even if this card makes me feel sad and pain in my soul. Bring on the last few cards. Good day, Tamers. Yesterday was the, in brackets, office party, and unfortunately I couldn't get much B-roll as one of my colleagues had dressed very nicely, if not slightly inappropriate for YouTube's fashion sense. So, we'll leave that there, and we will carry on with today's cards. Shelmon for a play cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves me blue, level 3 for a cost of 2, or the TS trait for a cost of 2. Your turn, when any of your other blue Digimon with the TS trait unsuspend, this Digimon may Digivolve into Venusmon in the hand, ignoring the level. End of your turn, once per turn, one of your other Digimon with the TS trait may unsuspend. Has the rule trait of Aquatic, as well as the other usual things you see on a TS Iliad mollusk going forwards. Inherit effect jamming, which is very common now for a lot of level 4s in the blue section of things, but we do have the Venusmon, which it did seem to Digivolve into over the course of the game. For a play cost of 12,000 DP, Digivolves me yellow or blue level 5 for a cost of 4, or the TS trait for a cost of 3. When this card would be played, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, reduce the play cost by 5. On play, when Digivolving, trash all Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, until your opponent's turn ends, 2 of their Digimon and or tamers can't suspend or activate when Digivolving effects. All turns once per turn, when any of your TS trait Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, by placing one other Digimon with no Digivolution cards as the bottom security card, they don't leave. Overall, I feel like this is a very good control card. It's not too overbearing, but it is making it so your opponent's having to be a bit more precarious about how they're trying to deal with your board state. Overall, I think these are 2 very good cards, and I look forward to seeing what else we get in the blue deck going forwards, especially when it comes to Neptunemon and Divermon. Good day, Tamers! It's the greatest time of the year, not just because it's the holidays, but because the Atmon are back. I love the Atmon, you know this by now. But it's one of those called Atmon that may or may not shake up the situation, despite the fact we just saw a brand new promo with Haru for the Gaimon deck, which means that this deck is probably already worse than the one before it. Nonetheless, though, let's jump into today's 4 new reveals. Tapmon, inherited effect, your turn. Once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, draw 1 and trash 1 card in your hand, which would be an amazing effect in any of those decks that kind of want to churn out their cards. Maybe even in the black deck might want some access to this, despite the fact that it likes the effect of shoving things in and out of itself. Hackmon, for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me purple level 2 for the cost of 0, or the Atmon trait for a cost of 0. Your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon gets linked, if you have one or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Rikatsura from your hand without paying the cost. Link cost for 1, give 2000 DP, and then Retaliation, which is a pretty good effect. If you're a little weenie, that's going to get blocked. Peepamon, every baby's favourite Digimon, for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me yellow level 2 for a cost of 0, or the Atmon trait for a cost of 0. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Atmon trait and 1 card with the system or transmutation trait amongst them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Link for a cost of 1, gain 2000 DP, and then when linking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2000 DP, which isn't nothing and pretty good if this deck's going to start going sideways like a Russian doll. And then Protectmon, for a play cost of 3, 2000 DP, Digivolves me black level 2 or the Atmon trait for a cost of 0. Has blocker, a link for a cost of 1, plus 2000 DP, and link effect of blocker. Overall, 4 very good cards, but I want to see what else this deck can do. Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more cool Digimon BT24 news with me, Agita Swiftly, and let's just jump in as we have 5 cards to cover today. Paratmon, for a play cost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves me at level 4 green for the cost of 3, or the TS trait for a cost of 3. Fortitude, on play or when Digivolving, you may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then, if played by effects, you may return one of their suspended Digimon with the lowest DP to the hand, which with Fortitude means you can do it twice. Kind of, maybe. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, trash their top security card. It's green, it's a level 5, it was probably going to have this effect anyway. Locomon coming in here now with a play cost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves me a black level 4 for the cost of 3, or that TS trait for a cost of 3. Collision, very cool, crashing with a train, Thomas, watch out. On play, when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, you may play 1 play cost 5 or lower machine, cyborg or TS trait card amongst them without paying the cost, return the rest to the bottom or top of the deck. And then inherit effect Collision, making this a very cool section for Mr. Machinimon if there is one in this set. Salamon, play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me yellow or a red level 2 for the cost of 0, or a TS baby for a cost of 0. Your turn, when this card would Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Iliad trait, reduce the Digivolution cost by Uno. Very good. And then Barrier as the inherited effect, which is still very good. a brand new Gatomon or Tailmon, depending on your version of the cat, for a play cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves from a yellow or a red, level 3 for the cost of 2, or the TS trait for a cost of 2. On play, when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. Then, if it's your turn, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into a Sylphimon in the hand, with Barrier again. Sylphimon now for a play cost of 8, 8000 DP, Digivolves from a level 4, red or yellow, or the TS trait for a cost of 3. Not only that, but it also DNA Digivolves from a yellow level 4 plus a red or a green secondary DNA Digivolution. On play, when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5000 DP for the turn. Then, one of your Digimon may attack. If DNA Digivolving, one of your Digimon gains Security Attack plus 1 and plus 5000 DP for the turn. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play one level 4 or lower yellow, red, or TS trait Digimon card from its Digivolution cards without paying the cost, and then Inherited Effect has the same effect trigger. Overall, very good cards and very welcome in my very naughty Minervamon deck. Good day, Tamers. There will probably be 2 videos coming out today, but I'm sure you'll be okay with that. Starting off today, we have stuff coming from BT24, and in the next episode will be some promos that we saw coming as of Jan 1st. Vademon for a playcost of 6, 7000 DP, Digivolves me a black level 4 for the cost of 3, or a level 4 with a TS trait for a cost of 3. On play, when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's playcost 3 or lower Digimon, or Tamers to the top of the deck. And as we all know, Digimon cost 2 as a minimum so far, but Tamers can cost anywhere from 2 to 5, so it makes sense. Inherited Effect, when attacking once per turn, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, which is always a great effect. Blimpmon now for a playcost of 5, 5000 DP, Digivolves from a black level 3 for the cost of 2, or the TS trait for a cost of 2. On play or when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Amongst them, add one machine, a cyborg, or TS trait Digimon card, or tamer card to the hand, or place it as any of your machine, cyborg, or TS trait Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck. Jokes aside, this is obviously like, hey, get in the blimp, we're going shopping. That's really cool in my opinion. I think the idea that's really interesting and awesome, but it gets one bit further. Master Blimpmon for a playcost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves from a black or a blue level 4 for a cost of 4, or a level 4 machine / cyborg or TS trait for a cost of 3. God, that's a lot of things. Blocker and armor purge, end of attack, end of your opponent's turn. Once per turn, you may play one play cost 5 or lower card with the machine, cyborg, or TS trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Assembly -2 for Blimpmon and a tamer with the TS trait, when this would be played by placing the specified cards from your trash under it, reduce the play cost, and then your turn. Inherited Effect, this Digimon's attacks can't be changed, which is really good. This is very funny to me, and I think it's a great way of doing something like this. But yeah, you go, King. This is a really cool set of cards that we got today. Good day, Tamers. Welcome to another episode with me, Akio Swiftly, and it's the day I wasn't expecting, with Divamon coming in first and foremost. I was kind of expecting to see Neptunemon today. We didn't get to have the real King of the Sea join us today. But without further ado, Divamon for a playcost of 6, 6000 DP, Digivolves from a blue level 4 for the cost of 3, or a level 4 with the Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits, or the TS trait for a cost of 3, which is quite a lot of things we've been seeing recently. On play, when Digivolving, by placing one level 5 or lower blue TS trait Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Until your opponent's turn ends, this Digimon can't be deleted in the battle and gains blocker, which is nothing to shake a tail feather at. Like, this is a pretty good one. Your turn, when this Digimon unsuspends, it may Digivolve into Neptunemon in the hand without paying the cost, which is also very good. To be fair, the old Neptunemon isn't a terrible card. I'm not saying you should play the old Neptunemon, but it's not a terrible card. Hopefully the new one is going to be really good. And then when attacking once per turn, you may play one level 4 or lower blue Digimon card with the TS trait from the Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost, which is, again, blue Russian dollfish things. Very good. We like it. If there's enough level 4 TS Digimon that make this deck seem good, we're going to do it. Then we're looking at some box toppers that are coming in BT24. So, first off, we have Rosemon for a play cost of 11,000 DP, Digivolves from level 5, green or red for a cost of 3, or the Winged Guardian trait for a cost of 3. A side note here, Koki has done the art for this, and it's quite tasteful for Koki. But you may have noticed that Koki's been doing a lot of the artwork for BT24, and I want to apologise right now to Koki as calling them my favourite new artist, and they thought that meant that I want them to work him to the bone. And again, I apologise. Koki, we love you. Please take a break. When this card would be played, if you have a face-up Wings Guardian security card, reduce the play cost by 4, which is also very good. On play, when digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. Okay. All turns, once per turn, when any Digimon suspend, you may delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon, which is, again, very good, especially because it just watched you play this or digivolve this and suspend something. And then finally, Curtonia Amano for a play cost of 3, start of your main phase, on play, by placing one X-Heart or Twilight trait Digimon card from your hand or trash under this tamer. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1. By suspending this tamer, you may play one level 5 or higher X-Heart traded Digimon card from under any of your tamers with the play cost reduced by 1, which I think is pretty good, but I've been told this should have been a Twilight card and no one cares otherwise. Overall though, I think it's pretty good. Good day, tamers. Welcome back to another episode of Ooh, that's interesting, with Sunamon with the inherited effect of your turn once per turn. When level 4 or higher Digimon cards with the Demon or Titan trait are trashed from your hand, you may play one of them with the play cost reduced by 2. Which, you know where this is going if you've been here for too long. But also, I look forward to the misplays and the promotes for game again. Asuna Shiroki for a play cost of 3, start of your turn. If you have 4 or less memory, by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play one Asuna Shiroki or one level 4 or lower Digimon card with the TS trait or Free Musketeer trait in its text from the trash for paying the cost. On play, by trashing one card with the Free Musketeers in its text or the TS trait from the hand, draw 2, and then security, play this card without paying the cost. Overall, I'm going to say this is a pretty good card. I don't really know how the Free Musketeers are going to work in the future, as of EX7 and the promo that we got, nothing's really changed. But hopefully with TS, we'll have ourselves a new BL Star. Probably won't fix anything, but we'll have a new BL Star. That's right, tamers, we have finally caught up with all the cards I'd missed, and I did it all within one day. Although, to be fair, it was only like 20 cards. So, let's get into it while we can. Inori Misono for a play cost of 3, start of your main phase. If you have 4 or less memory, gain 1 memory. All turns when your security stack is removed from, and by suspending this tamer, one of your Agiomons may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Agio Juice mon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. Security, play this card without paying the cost. The combos and spite that this card can produce is palpable in my soul. Nonetheless though, you can always fight back with your opponent if that's something you really want to do. Hiroku Sajisaka on the other hand is also a play cost of 3. Start of your turn, if you have 4 or less memory, by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play one Hiroku Sajisaki or one TS trait Digimon card with 5000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost, which I believe is Agiomon. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the TS trait amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Security, play this card without paying the cost. There is some weird person currently at Bandai that believes every single new deck has to be a loop of some variety, or I'm going crazy. I was already crazy, which means that this is definitely somebody at Bandai liking loops a little bit too much. Maybe the infinity symbol is where they want to be. With BT24 slowly wrapping up, with only probably about 2 to 3, maybe 4 days worth of reveals left, we have something fairly interesting. Digital Police and the Seekers. But today we have Kyogayomon, the black egg for BT24. Having an impressive lineup of traits is a lesser X-Antibody Digipolice Seekers with the inherited effect of once per turn, When tamer cards are placed in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Return the reveal cards to the top or bottom of the deck. Having a way to jiggle up your cards pretty good. It's just a shame that you probably have to return them as a set of 3 to the top or bottom. So if there's only one good card there, it does suck to be you. Wudamon for a play cost of 3, a 1000 DP, Digivolves me a black or a green, baby for the cost of 1, or Koyokayamon or a level 2 with the Digipolice or Seeker's traits. Your turn, when any of your Shuyulin are played, this Digimon may Digivolve into Hisariyumon in the hand for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. Inherited effect all turns once per turn. When this Digimon suspends, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, or tamers with as high or low as the play cost of this Digimon, which, when it will be the level, and when that could be the level 5, that's going to be all the tamers you could ever imagine, as well as some level 5 or lower Digimon being fun to play around with. Jinryumon for a play cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves me green or a black level 3 for the cost of 3, or a Digimon with the Digipolice or Seeker's traits for a cost of 2, which is so much better. Blocker, on play, or when Digivolving by placing one Shuyulin from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, your opponent's Digivolve effects don't affect one of your Digipolice or Seeker trait Digimon until their turn ends. Oh no, we still have one of these cards limited at 1 of as a level 5. Whatever could happen with this Jinryumon? Inherited effect. All turns once per turn. When this Digimon suspends, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, or tamers with as high or lower a play cost as this Digimon. Again, especially as it's showing the green side of this deck doing what it wants to do. With the child forms of the adult Onis that we saw earlier, I present to you the Goblins. Shamanmon for play cost of 3, 1000 DP, can Digivolve from a red or purple level 2 for the cost of 1, or a Sunamon or a level 2 with the TS trait for a cost of 0. On play, by trashing one card with the Demon, Shaman or Titan trait from your hand, draw 2. And first, same as the second, inherited effect. Your turn once per turn, when your hand is trashed from this Demon or Titan trait Digimon, may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1, which is still a very good effect, especially going up the chain. Snow Gobblemon now for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves may purple or a blue level 2 for the cost of 1, or a Sunamon or a TS trait for the cost of 0. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one Digimon card with the Demon or Shaman trait and one card with the Titan trait amongst into the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. If this effect added, trash one card in your hand. Again, very good. Now we knew Sunamon was the baby form of Titan in this game, so I'm hoping we're going to get a very good Sunamon soon. Inherited effect, your turn once per turn. When your hand is trashed from this Demon or Titan trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. And then finally, Goblinmon. For a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me purple or a green, level 2 for the cost of 1, a Sunamon, or a TS trait for a cost of 0. Your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Demon or Titan trait, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. And once again, for the 6th time in the last day, inherited effect, your turn once per turn. When your hand is trashed from this Demon or Titan trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Overall, a solid lineup of rookies, a solid lineup of level 4s, an amazing lineup of level 5s. All we need now is Titamon to turn up and not to be the secret rare. Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more Digimon fun with me, Akito Swiftly. And you all said I was crazy back when BT24 drops. Well, who's crazy now? Still me. But either way, we have some of the new line for Medusamons. Good parts. We're technically missing 2 cards. Gigimon, inherited effect. Your turn, once per turn. When your opponent's security stack is removed from, you may delete one of their Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Hold on. Wait a minute. It gets much better, don't worry. Elizamon for a play cost of 3, 2000 DP, Digivolsmo Red level 2 for 0. On play by trashing one card with Reptile, Dragonkin, or the Liberator trait. From the hand, draw 2. Inherited effect, your turn once per turn. When your opponent's security stack is removed from, gain the memory. No, it keeps getting better, don't worry. Now it gets really good. Staricomon for a play cost of 14, 14,000 DP. Digivolve from level 6 for a cost of 4, or while you have an Owen Dreadnought. Lamiamon for a cost of 6, Progress, Piercing, Blocker, Armor Purge. Yeah, I was not expecting Armor Purge. When Digivolving, you may trash any one of your opponent's security cards. Then, yes, any. Then, this Digimon may unsuspend. All turns once per turn, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, you may delete one of their Digimon. All turns once per turn, when any of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon would leave the battle area, by deleting one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon, they don't leave. OMG, this is pretty good. Targeted removal of any security card, especially with face-up security cards being a big thing now, is absolutely incredible. The fact that this is just a powerhouse on legs that essentially is just ruining your opponent for the fun of it now, and the fact that you're just popping all of these petrification tokens for laughs at this point just means that generally on one swing with this creature, which your tamer lets you do at the end of turn anyway, is pretty much just getting rid of like 3 to 4 security on the swing. Overall though, a fantastic card. The only downside is I could see this actually being the level 7 for the Rustymon line, just because it's a big dinosaur. But other than that, chef's kiss, 10 out of 10. Mwah, we'll be playing this card when I get a chance to. Day Tamers. Today is another blue day out there. Yes, I know I've had so many so far, but this is more fishy good stuff, kind of. But let's just jump into it with Lanamon. For a play cost of 5, 5,000 DP, Digivolve me blue level 3 for the cost of 2, Calamari for the cost of 0, or a level 3 with the TS trait for a cost of 2. The interesting trait of decoding into Calamarimon on play when Digivolving by placing one level 4 or lower blue TS trait Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. One of your blue TS Digimon can't be deleted in battle until your opponent's turn has ended, which, as most things have jamming, it's so-so. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, if you have 7 or fewer cards in the hand, draw 1. A very common, yet still a very good inherited effect. Calamari, on the other hand, is a play cost of 6, 7,000 DP, Digivolves from a level 3 for the cost of 3, a Lanamon for the cost of 1, or a TS trait for a cost of 3. Blocker, Decode, Lanamon. On play, when Digivolving, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Then, if you played by effects, one of their Digimon tamers can't suspend until their turn ends, which is getting very aggressively stable in this blue deck so far, with the inherited effect of jamming. And the last blue card of the day, and the last card of the day, Wamon. For a play cost of 7, 7,000 DP, Digivolves from a level 4 for a cost of 3, with a TS trait for a cost of 3. On play, when Digivolving, by placing 1 5 cost or lower with the Sea Beast or TS or Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't suspend until their turn ends. End of attack once per turn. You may play 1 5 cost or lower TS trait card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. I feel like we've heard this before from a certain Blimpmon. Here's an effect, when attacking once per turn, you may play 1 level 4 or lower blue Digimon card with the TS trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Overall, a very good effect for the TS line if you do want to have some kind of upsy downsies with some of the Aqua decks we've seen in the past. Very similar to the Machine or Cyborg decks that we saw last week. Overall, very good support for a deck that could see some good play, but the mixing and matching of Titan and Iliad might be a bit awkward depending on their top ends. Tamers, more TS stuff is happening as we go day by day, leading into January, the bestest month of the year if you want to see Time Strangers as a cardboard accessory. It's going to be a little bit out of order today because I didn't do one yesterday, but with Bukamon coming in today, level 2, end of your turn once per turn by paying 1 cost, this blue Digimon with the TS trait unsuspends, which could be pretty good if you need a pseudo reboot of some variety. Goemon for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me level 2 blue for the cost of 0, or the TS trait for a cost of 0 with the cool pixelized artwork in the back, I will take every single one I can with one of these. Does come as an uncommon, which means we can get the release foiling for it at least. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one Digimon card with the Sea Beast or Shaman trait, or Aqua or Sea Animal in any of their traits, and one card with the TS trait amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Your turn. Once per turn, when this Digimon unsuspends, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1, and there's a good chance I will have less than 7. Ikakumon, play cost of 6, 6000 DP, Digivolves me blue level 3 for the cost of 2, or a TS trait for a cost of 2. Has jamming, very prestigious of you, sir. On play, when Digivolving, trash the top 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, one of the Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon can't spend until their turn ends. Inheritance effect, your turn. Once per turn, when this Digimon unsuspends, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1. I'm drawing all the way to the moon, baby. We also have our wonderful main characters, Dan and Canon here, for a play cost of 4 in green and red. Start off your main phase. If you have 4 or less memory, gain 1 memory. End of your turn, by suspending this tamer, you may use one TS trait option card with as high or lower at cost as your opponent's memory from your hand, but paying the cost. Then one of your Digimon with the TS trait may attack. I'm going to say this now, I can see this being a Digivolution card activated between this and another Digimon to create the ultimate champion in this set. And finally, we have access to In Between Theatres, very similar to all the other ones we've had so far. For a use cost of 3, or you have a TS trait Digimon or Tamer on the field, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the TS trait amongst the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then place this card in the battle area. Delay, gain 2 memory. Overall, some very good cards, and I still look forward to more TS action. Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more Digimon Reveal action with me, Agia Swiftly. And first off, we're going to have the AGO Chumons alternate art that we didn't see when this was originally revealed a few weeks ago. As per usual, guessing how Bandai's going to release things is like rolling the dice. Sometimes it's a 1, sometimes it's a 6, and sometimes it's a 7 with a 6-sided dice. But we do have 2 new cards for this archetype. Temple of the Beginnings for a use cost of 2. Main, add your top security card to the hand and recover +1. Then place this card in the battle area. All turns, when your security stack is removed from delay, you may place the top stacked card of any of your Digimon with the Aegis Chumon or Jupitermon in their names as the top security card. Security effect, you may play one Aegismon or Electmon from your hand or trash without paying their cost, which are both immaculately good. Top deck manipulation, recovery, doing some fun things between both of these cards. It's going to be an absolute fun time for anyone who isn't your opponent. And then a Jupitermon for a play cost of 12, 13,000 DP, Digivolves from a yellow for the cost of 5, or the TS trait for the cost of 5, or an Aegis Chumon in its name for a cost of 1 for each of your security cards. So if you're at 0, 0 cost. If you're at 1, cost 1. If you're at 2, cost 2. If you're at 3, cost 3. If you're at 4, cost 4. If you're at 5, it costs 5. If you're at 6, stop. Not how this deck wants to work. On play, when Digivolving, trash your top security card, and one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 13,000 DP until their turn ends. Then, if you have one or fewer security cards, recover +2. All turns, once per turn, when your security stack is removed from, trash your opponent's top security card. All turns, once per turn, when any of your TS trait Digimon or Tamers would leave the battle area by trashing your top security card, they don't leave. This card is a yellow powerhouse. Overall, looks to be very good, and someone's already found the key combo with a certain yellow card that once again causes issues because they can't make yellow a fair colour. But I do have to say, bring on the god of the security stack. Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more fun with me, Agia Swiftly, and today is going to be a purple day following yesterday's reveals. Devimon for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me purple level 2 for 0, and that's it. This is not a TS card, this is here for the Demon Lords. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with the Evil or Fallen Angel trait, and 1 card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then trash 1 card in your hand. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, trash the top card of both players' decks. In a deck that still wishes just to destroy your opponent's deck rather than beating them down senselessly, you can see why this is here. Varmon for a cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves me purple level 3 for a cost of 2, and when moving or when Digivolving, trash 1 card in your hand. Then your opponent may trash 1 card in their hand. If your opponent didn't trash with this effect, trash the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck instead. All turns, or your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, this Digimon gains blocker and 2000 DP. And second verse, same as the first verse, when attacking once per turn, trash the top card of both players' decks. Again, making mill very fun. For you, not your opponent. And then finally, Skull Satamon. For a play cost of 8, 8000 DP, Digivolves me purple over 4 for the cost of 3, blocker when Digivolving and on deletion. If your opponent has 10 or fewer cards in their trash, trash the top 3 cards of both players' decks. Then, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, you may play one level 4 or lower Evil or Fallen Angel trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. Getting access to your cheeky Varmons again. And then, when attacking once per turn, as an inherited effect, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1 for the turn. If your opponent has 10 or fewer cards in their trash, instead trash the top 2 cards of both players' decks. Yes, overall, this is just more Creepymon support going forwards, but it is good support nonetheless, especially with yesterday's reveals of the X antibody. Someone's getting punched in the throat, and they're gonna like it. Good day, tamers. Welcome back to some more fun with me, Agita Swiftly, as we dive deep into some 7 great Demon Lords / EX10 good stuff. In this case, it is finally the awakening of the X antibody Creepymon. For a play cost of 13, 13,000 DP, Digivolves my purple over 5 for the cost of 5, or a Creepymon for the cost of 2. Trash your turn. When one of your Creepymon attacks, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their trash, by Digivolving it into this card without paying the cost, trash your opponent's top security card. When Digivolving, delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon, then you may play up to 4 play cost totals worth of Evil or Fallen Angel trait cards from the trash, without paying the cost. For every 10 cards in your opponent's trash, add 4 to this effect's play cost maximum, which, depending on the situation further down the line, could be a lot of little guys or one big guy again. And with tradition, we always get to have a new option card with the X antibody versions of the Demon Lords. So, for a use cost of 7, trash your turn when any of your Digimon Digivolve into Creepymon X antibody by returning this card to the bottom of the deck. Activate its main effect. Delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, trash the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Security, activate this card's main effect. Yes, I want to mill you. Yes, I will. What a great card for the deck to have. Although speaking, milling isn't always the fastest way to get through things, Creepymon is going to try and do it before they mill themselves out. Good day, tamers. Happy 24th of December to you out there. Christmas Eve. Now, to be fair, there will not be a new reveal video tomorrow, even though we were expecting one more green Digimon to come at 12:30 with the weekly video. That will come on December 26th, Boxing Day. But we do have 2 brand new cards today, and tomorrow you'll get a little special video that you may or may not enjoy. Kokotorimon for a play cost of 4, 4000 DP. Digivolves my level 3 green for the cost of 2. On play, or when Digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon. If this effect suspended one of your Digimon with the Avian or Bird in any of its traits or the Vortex Warrior trait unsuspends. If this effect unsuspended, that Digimon may attack, which is actually very, very good. Inherited effects, all turns will return when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, gain 1 memory, which is again pretty good in a deck that wants to kind of sneak in turns. And Deramon, for a play cost of 6, 6000 DP, Digivolves from level 4 for a cost of 3, blocker, with on play or when Digivolving, you may hatch in your breeding area, then one of your Digimon with the Avian or Bird in any of its traits in the breeding area may Digivolve into a level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Avian or Bird in any of its traits in the hand without paying the cost, which is actually very different and very good. And then, fun fact, the eggs that you run, I think, are generally either classed as a Bird or Avian, and so it means that you can Digivolve the level 2 straight into a level 3. Pretty good again. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon in battle, it may unsuspend, which, with how Vortex works at the end of turn, and if you gained a memory, it just lets you swing into security for free if you keep turn. Actually, just fantastically good. That being said, though, Deramon has 3 canonical forms, but this could just be a case of Savage also counts as one who's just not included in video games currently. Varudurumon is the general level 6 for this Digimon. Seriesmon is also a canonical Digivolution of this Digimon, which makes sense for this set as it is part of the Time Strangers line. And of course, everyone's favourite, a Platinum Numemon. But that might not really be a Vortex warrior you want to see. Well, it looks like we're getting a 2 for today. But before we carry on with this video, I'd just like to say congratulations again to KNT Alexa for getting that casting position with Bandai over this weekend. You should all be very proud of him, and he's definitely earned it this year alone. So, let's get into the cards. As we may have already seen, and I may have already done this one, but Dimitrimon, the Plague Cost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves from a level 3 red for the cost of 2, has blocker. All turns when any of your other Digimon with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects, by returning this Digimon to the hand, they don't leave, which is pretty darn good. Inherited effect, your turn must return when any of your opponent's security stack is removed from gain 1 memory, and this beautiful, lovely, playful art is done by everyone's favourite, Koki. Owen Dreadnought for a play cost of 3. Start of your main phase. By returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, you may play one Owen Dreadnought from your hand without paying the cost. Then, if you don't have a Digimon, you may play one Elizamon from your trash without paying the cost. Your turn, when any of your Digimon digivolve into a Reptile trait or Dragonkin trait Digimon, by suspending this tamer, that Digimon gets 3000 DP for the turn. Then it may attack, which is very good because this one lets you attack it once you digivolve, and then the other Owen, the old Owen, that you attack at the end of turn, which means that you're generally going to be attacking with 2 monsters if you have 2 Digimon on the field, which is very, very good for a very aggro deck. And then finally, in this little treat today, we have a Cyclone Mon. Yes, this is part of the TS trait line, but it is also a Dragonkin, so I'm stealing it for Owen. Play cost of 5, 5000 DP, Digivolves from a level 3 for the cost of 2, has Rush, and Raid, which means you could just Digivolve this over a Elizamon for cost of 2, but it's also Dragonkin, so with the newest Owen coming into the game, this one can now attack when it digivolves into it. With Rush and Raid, it's a pretty good Digimon, and having Raid as the inheritable effect is also pretty scary for some of those Digimon that don't want to be punched in the face. Good day, Tamers. Yes, we're nearly done with all these cards that I may have forgotten to do over the course of the weekend, but even though it was a big ordeal, maybe it was more the editing part than anything else, we are now only 2 more videos until we catch back up to where we need to be. All of these cards have to have the same requirements to be used, so I will repeat them only this one time, and then the rest of them will go straight into the card effects. Shock Plasma for a use cost of 3. While you have a TS trait Digimon or Tamer on the field, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Security, activate this card's main effect. Main, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP for the turn. Then you may link this card to one of your Digimon on the field without paying the cost. If you were to link it otherwise, it would be a cost of 3, gain 2000 DP on the linkage, and then when attacking once per turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP. So, you're essentially DP reducing a Mega. Soul Fear for the use cost of 5, security, activate this card's main effect, with the main effect being delete one of your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon. You may link this card to one of your Digimon on the field without paying the cost. Linking cost free while being linked gives an extra 2000 DP, and then when attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon, which in tandem both of these effects are very cool. Tidal Stream for a use cost of 5, security, activate this card's main effect. Main, return all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon to the hand. If this effect returned, one of your TS trait Digimon unsuspends. Then you may link this card to one of your Digimon on the field without paying the cost. Link cost of 3. Gain 2000 DP while linked. When attacking once per turn, return one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon to the hand, which is again very, very good. Looks like they got swept away in the stream. And then finally, Sonic Shot for a use cost of 3. Security, activate this card's main effect. With main effect, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. It can't unsuspend in their next unsuspend phase. Then you may link this card to one of your Digimon on the field without paying the cost. And again, link cost is 3. When linked, gain 2000 DP. And when attacking once per turn, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the hand. All I can really say is that all 4 of these cards are on the nose and on the money, and I look forward to getting blown out by a Sonic Shot or a Tidal Splash. With it being Thursday, Bandai saw fit to give us a few extra cards today. So, let's go over the 2 that have officially been released. Minerva Mon for a play cost of 12, 12,000 DP, Digivolves from a yellow or black at level 5 for a cost of 4. Yes, I too am confused by these colour choices, although yellow makes sense after the last promo. Or Digivolving from a level 5 Beastkin or Dark Dragon or TS trait for a cost of 3, which makes things a little bit easier. When this card would be played, if you have an Iliad trait Digimon or Tamer, reduce the cost by 5. Currently, there are no Tamers with the Iliad trait, but we could have at least one more Tamer to find. On play, when Digivolving on deletion, you may play one play cost 5 or lower Iliad trait card from your hand without paying the cost. Then, to one of your opponent's Digimon, Digivolve 1 each of your Digimon, which is very good. I always say that DP reduction is the best form of removal in this game, followed second by Digivolution. It doesn't quite get rid of the body, but it annoys your opponent enough. Opponent's turn, all of your Iliad trait Digimon gain Reboot and Blocker, which means when we do get the Iliad Mega Zoo deck, this is just going to be rocking people's faces for no reason. And then the other Digimon we got today was Titamon plus Skull Bellucimon, and we all saw Skull Bellucci yesterday, so you know this is going to be a good card. It's also a level 7. Play cost of 14, 14,000 DP. Digivolves may purple level 6 or a green level 6 for the cost of 4, or can be assembled -6 with Titamon and Skull Bellucimon. Rush, Piercing, and Execute. On play, when Digivolving when attacking, by trashing one card in your hand, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level, not once per turn. On deletion, you may play one Titamon or one level 5 or lower Digimon card with a Titan trait from your trash without paying the cost, which in this case would probably be Skull Bellucimon, also considered a demon. A very interesting card as it is an assembly type, but the alternate art that I received today for it looks like something from the 1990s. I'm all for this artwork. Please do more. Before I start this video, I'd like to thank you all for getting us past this 1,300 subscriber mark. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. But short it is. Dipping our toe back into the TS set here, we are looking at a Kamimon. Play cost of 3, 1,000 DP. Digivolves from a blue level 2 for the cost of 0, or the TS trait for a cost of 0. Your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a blue Digimon card with the TS trait, reduce that Digivolution cost by 1, which it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And the inherited effect of jamming, because of course you do, sir. And then just to round it all out, they are a cyborg, they are the Iliad, they are a TS, and they are also aquatic. This boy knows what he's doing. A Digimon that needs a lot more love, as well as its other counterpart. Submarimon, for a play cost of 5, 5,000 DP, Digivolves made blue or a yellow level 3 for the cost of 3, an Armadillo, or a level 3 with the TS trait for a cost of 2. Armor Purge, when attacking once per turn, you may play one Tamer card with the TS trait from your hand, with the play cost reduced by 2. No inherited, still a very good effect if you aren't somehow just regurgitating those poor Aegeomons. One of the new cool Digimon that we saw with TS, and that is Sharkmon. Play cost 7, 7,000 DP. Digivolves made black or a blue level 4 for the cost of 4, or the Aqua Sea Animal in any of its traits, or the TS trait for a cost of 3. On play, or when Digivolving Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. On deletion, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one play cost 7 or lower TS card suspended amongst them without paying the cost, and trash the rest. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, by placing one of your other Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, it unsuspends, which is always a good inherited effect to have in blue. As before, considered an aquatic, cyborg, a titan this time, and TS. And then finally, for this watery goodness, we have Skull Seedramon. For a play cost of 7, 7,000 DP, Digivolves made blue or a purple, level 4 for the cost of 4, or an aquatic, sea animal, or TS trait for a cost of 3. On play, when Digivolving, trash any 3 Digivolution cards from one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if played by an effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. On deletion, you may play one level 4 lower Digimon card with Seedramon in its name, or the TS trait from your trash without paying the cost. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, by placing one of your other Digimon as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, it unsuspends. Still a very good effect, and in purple, which is something a little bit different. Still considered an aquatic, undead, titan, and TS. Overall though, some very good cards we see for those water boys. With BT24 nearly at its end point, today we have something people have been asking for what seems like nearly forever. Caramon X Antibody. On play for a cost of 4, 3,000 DP, Digivolves from level 2 for the cost of 1, or a Garamon for a cost of 0. And looks like some kind of nightmare fuel. When moving, when Digivolving, you may play a 1 Diabomon token without paying the cost. Is considered a Digimon, cost 14, level 6, white, Mega, Unknown, Unidentified, 3000 DP. Inherited effect. All turns once per turn, when this Digimon with Diaboromon in its text would leave the battle area, by deleting one of your other Diaboromon, it doesn't leave. In my opinion, absolutely solid card, and I look forward to people complaining that Diaboromon is once at their locals again. Not only did we get Koromon X Antibody, we also got the Diaboromon X Antibody too. For a playcost of 13,000 DP, that's right, he's finally got some muscles. Digivolve level 5 for a cost of 5, or Diaboromon for a cost of 2. Overclock, the unidentified trait, and blocker, which is nothing to sniffle at. When digivolving to one of your opponent's Digimon, de-digivolve 1 for each of your Digimon, then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. Ha 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 ha. All turns once per turn, when any of your Digimon with the Diaboromon in their name would leave the battle area, you may play one Diaboromon from your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. This card is spectacular. It works well with its own deck. It has its own form of odd protection. It's very defensive. It's big. It at the end of turn gets to swing even if you go over to your opponent's turn. It's good. It's just very good. And I look forward to seeing this at locals when people complain that black doesn't do anything anymore. With even more cards from Time Stranger coming out, today we have access to the brand new Iliad-ish line with Garurumon. For a playcost of 4, 4000 DP, Digivolves me green or a blue for a cost of 3. Or a Gabumon in name, or the TS trait for a cost of 2. Now this does make some sense since we did see the Greymon and Metal Greymon a few days ago, but this time we actually get ourselves a Mega to go with it. With the coolest skill any blue card can have, jamming, on play, or when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, which is nothing to shake a tail feather at. When attacking us return, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, we keep it up. Wear Garurumon now for a playcost of 7, 7000 DP. Digivolves me green or blue level 4 for a cost of 4, or a Digimon with Garurumon in its name or the TS trait for a cost of 3, and has Evade, which is quite a decent ability. On play when digivolving, one of your Digimon may unsuspend, then one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't unsuspend until their turn ends. Haha, sucks to be you. When attacking once per turn, you may play a 1 4000 DP or lower Digimon card with the Iliad trait or beast, animal or sovereign other than those pesky sea creatures in any of their traits from your hand without paying the cost, which I'm going to presume now has a lot more level 4s that have that 4000 range, but we shall surely see shortly. And then finally, Mercurymon, this big bad cat. Playcost of 12, 12,000 DP, Digivolves me green or a blue for a cost of 4, or the Beastkin / TS trait for a cost of 3, which is actually pretty darn good. When this card would be played if there are 3 or more Digimon, reduce the playcost by 5, which is also pretty darn good. On play, when digivolving, suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon or tamers, then one of your Digimon may get 5000 DP for the turn and attack your opponent's Digimon. When digivolving, when attacking once per turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. Your turn, all of your Iliad trait Digimon gain Rush and Piercing, which just means if you've got enough memory at the end of turn, drop this down and possibly swing for game. Overall, I think it's really cool, and I am looking forward to seeing what all the other Iliad Megas have this same style of artwork, or if it is just going to be a few of the central hub Digimon going forwards. Overall though, this is a really cool line, and I look forward to seeing more of what comes from the Iliad / TS decks, as it's going to be another toolbox deck that has some pretty cool designs already. With the TS trait getting a few more bits in this set, as it is the Time Stranger set, today we have the Abyssal Sanctuary Throne Room. For a use cost of 3, while you have no face-up security cards, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Security, all turns, all of your blue or yellow TS trait Digimon gain blocker. While you have a Neptunemon or a Venusmon, all of your blue or yellow TS trait Digimon gain alliance, which is always a good keyword. Main, add your bottom security card to the hand and place this card face-up as the bottom security card. Then you may play one blue or yellow TS trait Digimon card from your hand, the play cost reduced by 3. Which is, again, actually really good. Security, you may play one level 4 or lower blue or yellow TS trait Digimon card from your hand or trash without paying the cost, which is also very good. A very solid option card for the TS slash Venus fish line. Neptunemon for a play cost of 12,000 DP. Digivolves from a level 5, black or blue, for the cost of 4, or the level 5 with Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits, or the TS trait for a cost of 3. When this card would be played, if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, reduce the play cost by 5. On play, when Digivolving, return all of your opponent's Digimon with the fewest Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck. So if your opponent's running lots of no source Digimon, get rid of them. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon suspends, it may unsuspend. All turns, when any of your Digimon with the TS trait, or Aqua, or Sea Animal in any of their traits would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects, by suspending this Digimon, they don't leave. So this has some kind of pseudo evade. Overall, a very solid card. But I'm still wondering how the TS Mega Zoo version is going to truly work. With Digimon having such a busy weekend with the weekend gone past, and I was a little busy as you may have seen on stream and with the videos coming out this week, let's jump into the Atmons. Raydramon, who stole it from our Raydramon, who is now Lydramon. Anyway, play cost of 6, 6,000 DP, Digivolves from a purple or red level 3 for the cost of 3, or the standard trait for the cost of 3. Atfuses from Hackmon, Protectmon, and Peepomon for the cost of 0. On play, or when Digivolving, one of your Digimon with the System, Life, or Transmutation trait gains Security Attack +1 for the turn, which is nothing to shake your fist at. On deletion, you may play one level 3 card with the Atmon trait from your trash without paying the cost, which is actually very cool. Link for a cost of 2, gain 3,000 DP, or on deletion, you may play one level 3 Atmon trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost, which again is actually very good. Dizipmon for a play cost of 5,000 DP. Digivolves from a black level 3 for the cost of 2, or the stand for a level 2. Blocker on play when Digivolving. Until your opponent's turn ends, their effects can't return one of your Digimon with the System, Life, or Transmutation trait to hand or deck. Link cost of 2, 3,000 DP, and then when linking, delete one of your opponent's play cost 5 or lower Digimon, which is, again, very good, especially since the cost of champions have been coming down recently. And Medicmon for a play cost of 4, 4,000 DP, Digivolves from a yellow level 3 for the cost of 2, or the stand for a cost of 2. Security at the end of battle, play this card without paying the cost, and then on play, on deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 DP for the turn. Link for a cost of 2, 3,000 DP, and then on deletion, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn, which is again very good. And then finally, Darkmon for a play cost of 4, 4,000 DP, Digivolves from a black level 3 for the cost of 2, the stand trait for the cost of 2, security at the end of battle, play this card without paying the cost, and then on play or on deletion, until your opponent's turn ends, one of the Digimon can't attack players, which is very nice. Link cost of 2, 3,000 DP, and then on deletion, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, which is very good. And now I believe the Hades deck is now fully online. Hopefully, Atmon's last deck comes in soon, and we have a good time with it. Good day, Tamers. Sometimes they do leave the best till last, although we probably have one more day of reveals until we get the last few things sorted out until the near future. But without further ado, Tsunamon, the second Tsunamon of the set. Your turn was returned when your security stack is removed from this Digimon may Digivolve into a Shaman trait Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Which, if you know how this deck currently works, or 8 of the 12 rookie currently work, it's gonna be fun in the sun. And Electmon has turned up luckily only as a rare, because it could have been an SR to be fair. And then it just would have been a very expensive deck. Play cost 3, 1,000 DP, Digivolves from a level 2, yellow for the cost of 0, or the TS trait for also a cost of 0. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with the Iliad trait and 1 card with the TS trait amongst them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. And then, inherited effect, when attacking was per turn, you may add your top security card to hand, then if you have 0 security cards, recover +1, which is actually a pretty good effect in a deck that kind of wants to chip away its own security to make things happen fairly. And an alt-art from Mr. Aegeumon that we didn't get originally, that is quite nice overall. Toonami, again, just making banger alt-arts, as that is kind of his job these days, but overall, I like the idea of this deck, I just don't think I'm going to like playing against this deck. Good day, tamers. I'm going to ask this question first and foremost because it's the first thing you hear, so it's the first thing you're going to reply to, hopefully. Do you want me to cover the reveals for the reprints we get in AD01 as well as the new cards, which of course I will do? Please leave a comment and let me know. Hisariuman for a play cost of 7,000 DP. Digivolves me black and green level 4 for the cost of 4. Or a level 4 with the Digipolice/Seekers trait for a cost of 3. When attacking, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. This Digimon may Digivolve into a Digipolice or Seekers trait Digimon card amongst them without paying the cost. Return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck. All turns, when tamer cards are placed in this Digimon's Digivolution card, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon may attack your opponent's Digimon. Inherit effect, all turns once per turn, when any of your Digipolice or Seekers trait Digimon would leave the battle area by placing one Digipolice or Seekers trait tamer card from this Digimon's Digivolution cards, without paying the cost, they don't leave. A solid card. Very solid. Really good. Look forward to this deck actually doing something now, because last time it was kind of this cool deck that just didn't really get to do much. Oryuman for a play cost of 12,000 DP. Digivolves me level 5, black or green for the cost of 4. Or Digipolice/Seekers trait for a cost of 3. Piercing blocker. When Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one 7 cost or lower Digipolice or Seekers trait card amongst them without paying the cost, not just a Digimon. Return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck. All turns, once per turn, when any Digimon or Tamer suspend, Digivolve 2 of one of your opponent's Digimon, which is absolutely chaotic because Digipolice brutality is apparently the key here. And then the Crossroads Witch, which is apparently part of the manga series that predates the timeline of the novel, which was absolutely awful to read, but apparently the manga is really good. Play cost of 3. Security, players card by paying the cost, and then start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. All turns, when any of your Digimon are played or Digivolve, you may Mind Link with one of your Digimon. With the X-Antibody Digipolice or Seekers traits, its rules text also treated as Shu Yulin, as well as the Digipolice. Has the Seekers trait as well, and then inherit effect. All turns, this X-Antibody Digipolice or Seekers trait Digimon gains Alliance and Reboot, which is the same as the original one. And then end of all turns, you may play one Shu Yulin from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost, which is again very, very cool and very interesting into a deck that may or may not want to be doing things that invest in more board presence. Good day, tamers. We're going to jump straight into more of the Time Stranger goodness that has been dropping onto our feeds these last few days. First of all, with Aegeumon. For Plagues of 5, 5,000 DP, Digivolves me yellow for a cost of 2, an Electmon for a cost of 2, or Time Stranger trait for a cost of 2. Barrier when moving on play or when Digivolving. By adding your top security card to the hand, you may play one TS trait Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. This effect can't play cards with the same names that you already have. This is pretty good if you do want to have multiple different named cards on the field, so I do think this is going to be quite an interesting card to have in the deck. It is an SR, so having a decent ability makes sense, and then Inherit Effect Barrier is all the rage in yellow these days. Aegeumon for a play cost of 8, 8,000 DP, Digivolves me red or yellow for a cost of 4, level 4, or the Aegeumon for a cost of 3. Security attack +1 and decode into Aegeumon. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. Then, if you've got 3 or fewer security cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 7,000 DP less, which is pretty good about getting some of those lower DP'd Megas off the field. It also has Dragonkin trait, which is quite interesting, as the last BT24 cards we saw were the Lamia line. And then Inherit Effect is Decode Aegeumon, which makes sense. If you play the game, it's fantastic, you get a chance to. Coming in from the big bad Greymon, play cost of 5, 5,000 DP, Digivolves from a red or a black for a cost of 3, or Agumon in name or TS trait for a cost of 2. Blocker and on deletion, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, which is a pretty good secondary effect if you are blocking something pretty darn big. Raid as an inheritable effect is also quite interesting. Not the first raid inheritable, but something nice to see. Metal Greymon for a play cost of 7, 7,000 DP, Digivolves from a black or a red level 4 for a cost of 4, a Greymon in name or the TS trait for a cost of 3, security if your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, play this card without battling and without paying the cost, which is very interesting to see a level 5 that wishes to jump out from the security. Blocker on all turns was return when attack targets change, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, which is again fairly interesting to see that your opponent may or may not lose it all in the heat of battle. When attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a blocker, which again is an effect we haven't seen for a long time, I think like BT8. But nonetheless, I'm happy to see some new cards for Gaomon. Good day, Tamers. We're going to change up a little bit here. We're going to go from technically the middle card of the day and then reverse order it in. So, School Greymon for a play cost of 7, 7,000 DP. Digivolves may level 4, purple for a cost of 3, or the Demon/TS trait for a cost of 3. So, yeah, pick your poison. On play, when Digivolving, by trashing one card in your hand until your opponent's turn ends, one of your Digimon with the Demon, Shaman, or Titan trait gains blocker and retaliation. Which I'm hoping you could give it to something that doesn't have those traits, and then when it Digivolves into something with those traits, it will then activate the blocker, retaliation, keywords in case you want to try and like fiddle this as like a 1 or a 2 of in TS specific deck rather than like a Titan deck-ish. Yeah. On deletion, you may play 1 level 4 lower Digimon or Titan trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. And I think so far we haven't seen many or any Titan/demons for this new set, so hopefully soon we get to see something very cool and interesting. We should get 3, as we did get the 3 Ogremons kind of. Your turn, while this Digimon is Titamon or has the Titan trait, it gains +1 attack. So this is going to be a key thing going on with the level 5s. Next we have School Baluchimon. Yes, everyone loves a Baluchimon. For a play cost of 6, 7,000 DP, Digivolves from a purple level 4 for the cost of 3, or the Demon or TS trait for a cost of 3. On play or when Digivolving, by trashing one card in your hand, delete one of each of your opponent's level 4 and level 3 Digimon, which is Chef's Kiss all around. Amazing. The amount of times that you'll have a floodgate plus a blocker on the field, and for the cost of 6, you slap your opponent's face off. It's very good. Inherited effect, your turn. While this Digimon is Titamon or has the Titan trait, it also gains secure attack +1. Again, very good. And with the 3 Titans you've seen so far, you're either unsuspending or you're getting extra attacks. Why not? It's very, very good. And then finally, for the first card of the day, Invasion of the Titans. For the use cost of 3, main draw 2 then trash 2 cards in your hand, then place this card in the battle area. Your turn, when any of your Titan trait Digimon are played, delay. If your opponent has 5 or more memory, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Titan trait from your trash for paying the cost. Very good. Security, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Titan trait Digimon card from your hand or trash for paying the cost, then add this card to the hand. Also very good. Both of these effects are really good, and it does feel more evasion-y, as, you know, thematics is my game. After yesterday's weekly video, we did get to see a sneak peek at the Demon Trio that even the Soldier Boys would be concerned about. So, Fugamon for a play cost of 4, 4,000 DP, Digivolves may red or a purple level 3 for the cost of 3, or level 3 with the Demon/TS trait for a cost of 2. When this card is trashed from the hand, if you have 5 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1. On play or when attacking once per turn, by trashing 1 card in the hand, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less. That is a very good effect. Inherited effect, your turn once per turn, when your hand is trashed from this Demon or Titan trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1, which is, again, not nothing, it's pretty good. Especially when you can already get reduced costs with the black bar. Hugamon, for a play cost of 4, 4,000 DP, Digivolves may blue or a purple level 3 for the cost of 3, or a Demon/TS trait for a cost of 2. When this card is trashed from the hand, if you have 5 or fewer cards, draw 1. On play, when attacking once per turn by trashing 1 card in your hand, one of your Digimon with Demon, Shaman, or Titan trait gains jamming and blocker until your opponent's turn ends. Also has the Demon trait. Your turn, once per turn, when your hand is trashed from this Demon or Titan trait Digimon may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Dissolution cost reduced by 1. It's actually also an Ice Snow, which means if you really wanted to, you could play it in Ice Snow. Giving itself jamming is pretty cool. And then finally, everyone's favourite, Ogremon. For a play cost of 4, 4,000 DP, Digivolves may green or a purple, level 3 for the cost of 3, or a level 3 with the Demon/TS trait for a cost of 2. When this card is trashed from the hand, if you have 5 or fewer cards, draw 1. On play, when attacking once per turn, by trashing 1 card in your hand to spend one of your opponent's Digimon, it can't unsuspend in their next unsuspend phase. Your turn, once per turn, when your hand is trashed from this Digimon or Titan trait Digimon card, may Digivolve into a Titamon or a Titan trait Digimon card in the trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. Overall, all 3 of these cards are very good, and it's kind of pick your poison, but I do think that the blue card will be the best, followed by the red, and Ogre helping out in the back. Good day, tamers! Yes, it's your boy, Aguirre Swiftly, and that means we're getting some cool content for today. But I will say, if this video gets 25 likes, I will do a full long-form content of how this deck will run currently, and how it will run when we get BT24. Without further ado though, Wanyamon. Your turn must return when any of your Iliad trait Digimon are played, draw one. And yes, that's the second green Wanyamon I've had in the last 3 sets. Overall, in my opinion, a really good Digi-Egg for this deck, especially with the way that I want to play it out, especially because the top end just flicks those Digimon out as fast as it can. Tapiamon for a play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me green level 2 for the cost of 0, or that TS trait for a cost of 0. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with the Shaman trait, or with the Beast, Animal, or Sovereign other than Sea Animal in any of their traits, and 1 card with the TS traits amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. That would mean that any option card, any tamer, or any Digimon is a card with the TS trait. When attacking once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, which is a very good piece of interaction for this deck, especially with how other decks in the past have had it upset people violently so. And then finally, for a last card of today's reveals, the Central Town Throne Room. For a use cost of 3 in green and yellow, while you have no face-up security cards, you can ignore this card's colour requirements. Security all turns, all of your green or yellow TS trait Digimon get plus 2000 DP. But while you have a Mikuri or Minerva, all of your green or yellow TS trait Digimon cards gain alliance, including themselves. Which means that the promo Minerva actually has double alliance, which is fun, because that's how Digimon interacts with its terminology. Main, add your bottom security card to hand and place this card face up as the bottom security card. Then you may play 1 green or yellow TS trait Digimon card from your hand with the play cost reduced by 3, which if you saw yesterday's short is a 1 cost Gatomon. Security, you may play 1 level 4 or lower green or yellow TS trait Digimon card from your hand or trash without paying the cost. And that also includes the blue-green Garurumon we saw a few days ago. Overall, I look forward to playing this in my newly reformed Minerva deck. But again, 25 likes and we'll make a long-form content of how you play the deck. Well then, tamers, finally the last short of the day. Yes, I know, by gosh, Agio, get out. But, promise you, last one for the next 18-ish hours. Guilmon, yes, Guilmon. Play cost of 3, 1000 DP, Digivolves me purple for a cost of 0, or a Gigimon for a cost of 0. Not the one in BT24 though, that doesn't really do much for this deck. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Amongst them, add 1 evil, dark dragon, evil dragon, or a dark knight trait card, or a purple tamer card to the hand, and trash 1 such card. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then trash 1 card in hand. Rules text is also evil, he's an evil reptile, remember this. Dark Knight to me makes me think we're getting some kind of Chaos Medieval Mon, because the evil one's pretty cracked as it is. Inheritance effect, when attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, which is actually really good for a deck that generally wants to destroy its own things. Growlmon for a play cost of 5, 5000 DP, Digivolves me level 3 purple for a cost of 2. On play, when Digivolving, if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand, you may play 1 purple tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less from your trash without paying the cost, which, in the deck this feels like it's meant to go into, is actually a pretty good shout. And the inherit effect, when attacking once per turn, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, which is still very good, and might make a certain deck come back that I don't want to come back. War Growlmon now for a play cost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves from level 4 for a cost of 3, and then trash main if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand. Play this card with the play cost reduced by 2. On play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Has the Dark Dragon typing, as well as being a cyborg. Inherited effect, on deletion, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost, which is very good because this deck has always wanted stuff come from the trash. So it makes more sense. And then finally, Megidramon for a play cost of 13, 13,000 DP. Digivolves from level 5 for a cost of 5. Trash, end of your turn. If you've got 4 or fewer cards in your hand, 1 of your Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait Digimon may Digivolve into this card without paying the cost. Blocker, on play, when Digivolving, and also when on deletion, delete all of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. Also is considered a Chaos Gallopmon. Overall, very cool looking artwork. Maybe the Guildmon and maybe the Groundmon might see some action, but I'm not too sure about the others. But at end of turn, just Digivolve for free isn't a bad shout, is it, Megidramon? Good day, Tamers. The next volume for Volume TP Set 2026 has arrived, and today we are seeing 2 of the brand new cards from this set. Haru Shinkai, for a playcost of 3, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and 1 social trait Digimon card, and 1 creation, Navi or tool trait card amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Fantastic for the original Gaimon deck, and with the new support that we're receiving from ST22, go hard, son, go hard. Your turn when any of your Digimon get linked to a social, Navi or tool trait card by suspending this tamer game of memory. I do like memory, and the reason why is because the amount of times that I will go from 1 to 1 on my opponent's side and can't play the goddamn game is all the time. I applaud you, Sir Haru. And then security effect plays card without paying the cost. The usual. Now, this is funny to me because this just seems like a slightly better version of the one we saw a couple of weeks ago that was revealed with BT24, but nonetheless it does seem to be a very interesting card indeed. Egyo Chusmon, for a playcost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves from a red level 4 for a cost of 3, or Agio for a cost of 3. Raid and Decode. When Digivolving, if you have 3 or fewer security guards, this Digimon gains Rush and plus 3000 DP until your opponent's turn ends. Then, this Digimon may attack. That effect is just so good, the fact that you have Rush and you just get to swing. Obviously you have to Digivolve over a level 4, but still not that hard to do in a game where you have some very cheap costing level 4s. Also, even if it couldn't attack after it did all these things, it's a Dragonkin, which means that luckily if you wanted to put this in Owen's deck, Owen will let you attack at the end of your turn because you have Rush. Great card. Fantastic card. Mwah, beautiful card. And then inherited effect, we also have Decode Agiumon. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than in battle, you may play 1 Agiumon from this Digivolution card without paying the cost, which is still a pretty darn good effect. But hopefully we will see some cool cards coming soon for this line, as we haven't seen what Megas could be coming. We know it's Jupitermon. Well, well, well. Everyone's favourite new girl is getting some brand new cards to get her up in style. With a brand new Limamon with a playcost of 7, 7000 DP, Digivolves from a level 4 red for a cost of 3, hand main if you have Owen by placing 1 Dimitramon from your trash as any of your Lizamon's bottom Digivolution cards. It Digivolves into this card for a Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring Digivolution requirements. When Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, your opponent places 1 from their hand as their bottom security card, then trash their top security, which, if you ask me, for the cost of 3, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. All turns once per turn, when your opponent's security stack is removed from, you may play 1 5000 DP or lower Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon card from the hand without paying the cost, and, well, you know, that's a pretty good effect. Medusamon, on the other hand, for a playcost of 11, 11000 DP, comes from Koki. We all love the Koki around here. Digivolves from a level 5 red for the cost of 3, with Raid, Progress, and Piercing. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon, then by returning 2 cards from their trash to the bottom of their deck, you can play 2 of those things, Petrification tokens. Oh yeah. Digimon, white, 3000 DP, your turn, this Digimon can't suspend, on deletion, trash your top security card. After, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for each of your opponent's Digimon until their turn ends, which is a pretty chunky snake. And finally for today's reveals from BT24, the unique emblem, Blazing Conductor. Use cost of 3, main, you may play 1 Elizamon or Owen Dreadnought from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then place this card in the battle area. Your turn, when any of your Owen Dreadnoughts suspend, delay one of your Reptile or Dragonkin trait Digimon by Digivolve into a Digimon card with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait and liberate a trait in the hand with a Digivolution cost reduced by 3. And just for the fun of it all, there is the BT21 Owen Dreadnought that end of your turn, by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon with the Reptile or Dragonkin trait gains piercing, and then that's Digimon attacks, which means that he's kind of always intentionally wanting to suspend at some point, and just make sure Digimon attack, and then Digivolves ready to take that Digimon to the next level.